2. Hey folks, how's it going? We're live, it's Friday. Hope you've all had a good week so far and enjoying your Friday. It's been a good week for me. Some good stuff. We'll open Unity in a moment. It's just doing some updates. I should have opened it earlier. Typical rookie mistake here. But in the meantime, let's should we do some little bit of audio design? Because I've been putting off doing some audio for a while. We can do that without Unity being open. So let's see if we can get Audacity open. And then we can look at the sounds. That needs an update as well. We shall skip the update for Audacity. We can't be updating everything in one go. So let's switch over to the main screen, and hopefully if Audacity should be there. It is awesome. Bonus. Cool. Right. Let's get the folder open. Where's my folders? I've lost the icon for my folders. That's File Explorer is being weird. It's disappeared. Let's pin that back down the bottom again. Have I actually? No. Why has File Explorer got a 1 on the end of it? Let's take the 1 off. What? Odd, very odd. I'm gonna have to go and change that. Okay, we won't pin that for now. Weird things, very weird things. Let's find the audio for the game. Unity projects. This looks like the one. Assets, audio. Cool, this is it. So we'll probably have to mute the background stuff. Which is a shame because it's the first time I've actually had audio playing from the get-go. I'm turning it off already. Hey bot, how's it going? Good to see you. Just doing some audio design at the moment. We kind of want everything to be the same. Same kind of volume. A debris break. So that's the as it hits, that's the sound that makes. I'm doing fine. How are you? Glad to hear. I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good indeed. It's been a good week. It's been a good day. So that doesn't seem too loud when you're playing it like that. Let's close that for the moment. Is this the main music? Audacity detected this file to be 58 BPM. Would you like to enable music view and set the temperature? Sure. That's a new feature. I haven't actually tried to do much with in music in Audacity for a while. It's always been sound effects. Glad to hear. Yeah. Finally fixing the audio, huh? Yeah. By themselves, the files sound okay. This isn't too loud. But maybe it just needs to be a little bit quieter. Because according to OBS, the music is playing at roughly the same level as my voice is on the stream. So maybe we want to bring this down. Because that's hitting about minus 19 decibels. But it could have been a little bit quieter. So we bring this. That's not the volume. I'm thinking of Sony Acid. That's when you have to drag the audio bar, the volume bar, on Sony Acid. I haven't used that program for ages. Select all tools. Is it tools? Effects. Amplify. So we want a new peak amplitude. Should we take it down minus 10 decibels from where it is? You can't see the window there. That's a bit of a frustration. But yeah, finally fixing the audio because been putting it off, and it's a great excuse to do it because Unity has a critical update. So I thought I would install that, and it's taken a little bit longer than I was expecting, and I should have done it before stream, but it's I didn't see it in time. Cool, the critical update is installed. Now I just need my projects to convert to use that version. Yep. Yeah, they've found the bug and said, okay, for safety reasons, we'll do an update and guarantee that there's no backdoor kind of issues with it. Because they only recently did an update to the editor, and they've probably gone back through and found other things they've missed. Because it's got so many plugins to it. I think they the update broke something else. You know, typical software development. You do an update to fix something, and you end up breaking something else. So that's just going through all the packages. There's 52 packages on my Catapult game. Sort of, I'm sure only a couple I've installed myself manually. The rest of that's all the editor. So there's probably a lot of bloat on that. But if I went through and handpicked which plugins I wanted and packages, I could probably bring that down. There is one thing. Unity is not a lightweight kind of setup, I suppose. Crazy indeed. Compiling scripts, moving APIs, running backends. Yeah, so it's now kind of making sure my project is lined up with the latest packages. It takes around 10 minutes to update Godot, and my project sometimes a lot less. Nice. Yeah, I can imagine that. Because I know Godot doesn't have a lot of excess libraries weighing it down. But then I like the compatibility in Unity. So it's swings and roundabouts, I suppose. But I know you can strip it. But as I'm kind of indecisive at the moment, I'd just rather have all the tools on the table and then remove anything I don't need. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to leave Unity to kind of run through my my project and make sure everything lines up. But we'll carry on with audio for now. And the maturity of the community of Unity. Yeah. So that's a little bit quieter. That's weird, like you see the way the waveform is represented. I've only knocked only knocked 10 decibels off, and it's the waveform's tiny. It's not very well represented. That sounds a better volume. We could probably bring that down a bit more. It still sounds. I can hear that. I can hear that fine. That doesn't need to be. Definitely a good volume, but I reckon I can bring that down probably another minus 5 decibels. Let's apply that. It's not not additional -5. It is minus to what it was. So that is supposed to be -15 then. There we go. Because I don't need the music to be overpowering. I think the volume is good now, especially since this is what full volume will sound like. Yeah. That's quite a comfortable volume there. OBS is reading that as about -30. And so is Audacity. Audacity is reading it at about -30. So that's comfortable. I like it there. Okay. What I will do is let's export the audio. What was the original file? It's a WAV. Let's keep it as a WAV. Not MP3, thank you. Go for WAV. Fancy Volume 4 New World. Intensity 2 is the full name of that track. Let's just rename that to Revolt BGM 1. And we know that's not editing, it's not saving over the original file, but it's allowing me to add in an extra file to this thing. So that was -30. I think -30 was a good volume. Let's drag that in there. So that could do with coming down a little bit as well, because that's hitting about -90, about -20, I'd say. So we need to bring that down a bit. Bring that down about 10. So let's effect amplify -10. It's not brought that down much at all, that. Let's go undo on that. So effects, amplify. So that's peak. Let's go -15. I think that being slightly louder than the background music is probably appropriate. Certainly for me. I always tend to like my sound effects to be slightly louder than music, because otherwise you end up blending into the background. You want it to, the point of a sound effect is for you to hear it. The point of background music is just be there and fill the silence. For me at least. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. Let's export that as a WAV, but we shall call that Rock 01. Export. How's Unity doing? Okay. Less red stuff now. This is good. It is suggesting that the input manager on my project has been depreciated, and they now have input system package rather than input manager package. Now, how do I change this? Where's my packages? Search in project input system. Input system is installed. So is it just because I'm using input manager in the project? Okay, so it's input system is in there. It's just that I'm referencing input manager. That's not a big deal. That can be changed. Well, it's marked for depreciation, so it's not been depreciated, but it's been marked for depreciation. So let's minimize Audacity, because that's covering up this one. There it is. So yeah, so it's telling me that be cautious, input manager will be depreciated. The input manager, it's not actually on this scene. It's on level 1. So where am I actually using input manager? I think it's probably part of can't see it now. Camera pivot. That's where the controller is in there. Does it say depreciated? Depreciated or? It is the first one you said. DEPRECATION. Depreciated. Well, it's marked for depreciation. It doesn't say it is depreciated, but it's been marked for depreciation. But yeah, there's no I in there. But it's probably a bit hard to see on the stream there. But yeah, I need to find where the input manager is. Is it under assets? It's been a while since I've looked at the funny, pretty sure they're supposed to use depreciated in depreciation, because major difference here. I suppose depreciated means it has gone, and depreciation, I suppose it will be depreciated. There's a major difference there. I suppose the proper grammar should be the input manager is marked for future will be depreciated soon, I suppose. But yeah, it's not depreciated yet, but it will be depreciated. It's been marked to be, yeah, depreciated. Yeah, grammar's not in there. What is it under? Services? Edit. I'm not entirely sure where the input manager is now. It's been so long since I added it. Animator, controller script. Is it in preferences? No. Oh, well, that's doing. Let's unmute the music, so we have at least something going on. Not to be offensive, but I think you're saying depreciated wrong. Okay. How is that supposed to be said? Let's bring that into Google. It's quite possible. Depre. What does that mean? Depreciate.
Deprecate.
Oh, deprecate.
Deprecate.
Deprecated.
Deprecate.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure where I got the sh sound from. It's probably the C. Because what you're saying is decrease in value, and the word deprecate is to read enter spot. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Good point.
Deprecate.
Deprecate.
Deprecate. Deprecate.
He deprecates the value of children's television.
Deprecate.
According to Google, what I deprecate is persistent indulgence.
Deprecate.
So what's self-deprecation? Yeah. Yeah, so depreciate is sort of something to lose value. Deprecate is to no longer have value, according to Google. Yeah, so yeah, deprecate means you feel it has no value, whereas depreciate is to lose the value. Yeah, I suppose that's where I got confused. Very similar meanings, but not quite the same. But then something can depreciate in value for something. Yeah, deprecate. I'm dyslexic, I can't read English. I see letters that aren't there. Deprecate. It's been marked for deprecation. I've never said the word deprecation in my life. I didn't know. Mark for deprecation. I might have to Google this one. Where do you get the input manager? One thing I can do while I'm trying to work that out is actually get the C# project open. That's something we can get loading in the background. Well, I say background, but it's in the foreground. There it is. I want to be working with the latest features. Import packages. Machines. I actually quite like this fancy lo-fi mix that's on YouTube that's playing right now. Be perfect for the game, but of course wouldn't be able to get the license for it. So do I have an input manager asset actually attached to anything? You know the keyboard I posted in Discord? Well, just got some of the keys to return their values, and I switched the caps and tab key, which is just funny. Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I've done that a few times when I've tried to add have inputs. You go, hang on, why is this opening the wrong thing? Why is that sending the wrong information? You go, ah, shit. I found a place one day where you could get is that copyright free, no 5 beats, but forgot the site's name. Yeah, we'll have to look into stuff. Because I need to expand a bit more on this. But my next project, I've got a lot of friends who can compose music, so I'm going to be kind of consulting them for more adventure based music that's more bespoke to the project. But for this, I don't particularly care. Don't particularly care too much what the music is, as long as it sounds alright. Yeah, basically CC0 is the license which permits you to use it for free. I've seen that listed on sites before. I just didn't know exactly what that was about. Without giving credit and those kind of things. Cool. I don't mind crediting sort of stuff, but it just looks cleaner when you go, okay, you don't have to list sort of tens of different credits for a small project. But I would definitely like to put my friends' names in the credits for my next project and go, well, check out these awesome people. They helped make this this project, sort of music and whatnot. I would make it myself, but yeah, I've got a lot going on with just trying to use Audacity, that relearning a DAW or anything. This project uses Input Manager. Where is the Input Manager? Input Systems there. You can compose music. Yeah, I've done some some dance tracks, dance music. All kind of on software. I can't really play many instruments. I can play a ukulele, I can play a bass guitar, I can play a little bit of the regular acoustic guitar. Noise, yeah. But I can make like digital dance music on here. I've got some on SoundCloud. It's not bad. It's not bad because I didn't really know what I was doing. But yeah, if I tried now, I would make something far better. Because I actually understand the way music works. Rather than just going, well, that sounds good, I'll do that. Now it's kind of like, I know that sounds good, but I know I can make it sound even better by doing this and that. But yeah, I don't want to be spinning too many plates. So if I do the artwork, do the coding, do the animation, do the 3D models and stuff, and then leave the music to those who do it on a more regular basis. It's not to say I couldn't sort of compose my own bit of music to go in there as well. But yeah, I have quite a lot of musical friends. So why not draw on that resource? I only know... Well, I know a few people in sort of into 3D stuff and game design. But only person I know on a more personal level, there's only one person I know who does 3D modelling. So if it comes to it and they're free, I could even ask them to help with the 3D modelling. But yeah, I'm planning to try and learn Blender so I can do most, if not all, the 3D modelling. So I can say, well, this visually is as much me as it possibly can be. So this is input system. Left stick. So this, I've got the, again it's not showing on OBS. I've got the input system editor open. And that's got plugins for Xbox controllers, Android controller, iOS controller, PlayStation controller, DualSense, Nimbus, Switch controllers. So I can basically just pull in libraries for all the different gaming controllers, which is cool. I'm not sure if that's what I'm actually using, because I'm using keyboard. So I don't know if this is actually a thing that's being used. Plus it's called input system, and yet it's telling me I've got input manager somewhere. We've got input system asset. Assign as project-wide input actions. Got a generate C# class as well. So I need to learn a bit more about the input system object, because if I can make an entire input system that uses like keyboard, mouse, controller, then it just becomes universally controllable. But where's input manager? Let's do a search. Can I actually search for... Can I search my assets? I've never had to search before. Something you need to learn. Control map, is that what that is? Control map is input action asset. Ah, so this is my input actions editor. Input system. Oh, you got input system there. Input manager. Where's is this input manager? So this is saying input actions. I might have to do a quick Google. So I don't want to dismiss warning messages, even though the game's going to run without them. I'd rather not have that sat there in the background. Where to find Input Manager in Unity? Input Manager where you define all different inputs, access and game actions for your project. Edit project settings input. Okay. Edit. Project settings. Input Manager, there it is. Yeah, I'm not to kind of blow my own trumpet, so to speak, but I've kind of learned a few different artistic type of skills. Not to say I'm any good at any of them in particular, but I go, well, you know what, I like to give this a go, and I've tried a few different things. Some of them just haven't stuck, but I enjoyed making music and composing stuff, and I enjoyed painting. I enjoy sort of most visual forms of art, and so I've always wanted to make games and be a game dev, and it's finally got to a point where I can learn an engine enough to actually combine all my kind of talents into one kind of thing. Hey Junkie, how's it going, Teeny Tortoise? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good week and enjoying your Friday. Right, I think I've found Input Manager. So in the project settings I've got Input Manager. So this we can configure the controls to use with the Unity Engine.input API. Then there's also Input System Package. Create and assign default project wide action asset. Yeah, just got off work. Oh, that's are you done then until next week, or have you got some weekend stuff to do? I'll be absolutely tired by now if I just got off work. Yeah, till next week. That's good. At least you can relax, hopefully. Now this could break it. Go to make a brew and just rot onto my couch. That sounds like a plan. I've literally just finished my cold brew because it's been sat there for about an hour. Well, this is pretty cool. Again, it's not showing on stream, which is annoying. I don't want to make a separate window just for this. Well, I suppose I could. Let's see if we can do this. Add window capture and call this Unity project settings and Unity project settings. Cool. Let's just whack that there. So you can see what I'm actually looking at now. So I've created the asset. Finally just finished my keyboard. Nice. That's got to be a relief. The Input Manager. Horizontal. Vertical fire jump. Let's just kind of rewrite it a little bit here. So player move, left stick, gamepad, and WASD. So up. So it's already got programmed into here. So W is up is up, down is S, down is down, left is A, left arrow is left, right is D, and right is also right arrow. So can I... Now how could I reattach this? Because that's already got the controls in there. You got attack, left button, enter. I bet you it's jump. Spacebar is jump, yeah. Okay, so where's input manager being used? It's going to be in camera rotate script. Edit the script. Let's close that so it's not in you guys' way. Same thing with oh, what's happened there? Let's try and bring that back over. Why is... oh, okay. Let's hide that, because that's just going to sit there. Right. It's never simple. Never simple. So they're not actually being used, so let's clean it up. It's not in there. Camera rotate, is it in rigged? Trebuchet controller. Is it that script? I don't know why it insists on adding those references, but it never actually uses them. Where am I referencing the controller? Might be able to have a look through the UI then. UI controls. That's the UI controls script. Just read the funniest installation guide. Ooh. UI controls makes sense. Am I even actually using the controller? Have I just made my own controller? I might have even just made my own controller, you know. For the app I want to download, it has an arch section and find keyboard controls. Keyboard controls. Okay, so keyboard controls. Where's keyboard controls? Oh, of course it's there. Player input. Aha. input system. It wrote use your favorite AUR package manager, and in brackets it says if you're Arch, I assume you either know what that means or know how to figure out what that means. The assume part was the funniest part of it all. Let's see if this well, the on-screen controls still work. Haven't got the keyboard controls. Oh no, spacebar works. Okay, right. Got it. I think. Ball, which is left stick. As a binding? No. Installing something while watching the stream sent the quality to Shadow Realm. Oh no. Add up, down, left, right, composite. 2D vector. Did not like that reference, not set to instance of reference. So look at how this is. I'll take a screen grab of that, and I'll just kind of try and mirror that onto something else. So what we will do is delete the control map. Yes. Okay, so now we just want to make a new one, start again. Let's delete that one as well. Missing input action, that's it, cool. There are no action inputs associated. Edit project settings. Create and assign a default. Cool, okay, that's in there. How do we then use such things? Create settings, that's it. Cool, okay. Default scheme is mouse and keyboard. Wasn't planning on redesigning the input today, but that's what we're doing. Might as well use the latest setup. Oh, interesting. He's got a whole load of sample stuff in the player input. Interesting. So we've got keyboard controls, have a look at keyboard control script. Okay, so that I'm literally got my own control in there. Crazy how that happens randomly, yeah. I don't need that debug. Debug's not really helping me. Move input. So from context dot read value. On move input. So the on move input event doesn't get called with that then by the looks of it. So this is the key thing to fix them. Let's do a quick Google. So what I want to do is script keyboard controls. Craziest thing just happened when I pressed enter and sent that message. Chrome closed itself. That's some weird stuff going on. So I want to read from input system. So Unity read from input system. Reading new input system inputs with C#. So a quick read of this one. Because when I was learning how to use Unity, sort of I learned using the old input manager, and of course this project is based on my old understanding. The new input system's been going for the last 5 years, so I am a little bit out of date. So what's that then? Move action. So input actions, you have to create an input action variable, and then assign the binding to the action. Where's that one? We've got a vector2, which I already have. So the vector2 is equal to the action read. So read the vector2 value from the action variable into another vector2. And then once you've got that, it basically the code's the same then. Okay, so I need, let's copy that example. That's quite nice. So rather than have it there, sample rather than have it as a on-call event, is to have it on the update event. There's got to be a non-call event surely for it. Be right back. I have to do some system maintenance. Okie dokie. So I'm just replacing this section. Hey Jeffrey, how's it going? I'm busy with music stuff and a lot of work. Did you listen to? I have not. I have not. I forgot to listen to it last night. Lame. I sell emotes. Hey Lisa, you sell the best emotes. Some awesome stuff. Lame. Do follow the page, it helps. Yeah, after I'll get it open and I'll do a follow. Let's see what the best way. There's got to be an on. Is there an on event? Because this is suggesting it's to do it on updates. You're constantly reading the player's actions. That doesn't feel very very efficient. I made the cheesecake again today. It's good. We'll eat it tomorrow. Just tries one bite today. Donya approved. Just help make the cake. Nice. Donya approved cheesecake. That's the highest approval. So anyone else got a better? So on awake, get the components. Yes, player component is player input. Then on enable, on disable, do jump action. Okay. So we've got on this on move input. I can call from there then. Let's have a look at that. This with raspberry sauce and some white chocolate. Oh, that sounds delicious. So, jump action. Find action jump. Test action. Test action dot performed. If it looks good, I will send pic tomorrow. Awesome. Cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Do jump action. Do jump. Oh, so you have to add it as an action. Okay, so this is something I've not really learnt too much about. So they're suggesting you create an event handler and then you do the on event from that. Whereas the old system had these built in, but now you have to manually create the event, which makes sense. It's a cleaner way of doing it rather than having built-in stuff. But otherwise, this is the same. I just need to create a on move input manually. So input action and player input. Let's do that then. Let's grab those. Grab those two. Come up here. So we've already got the move input. There's a vector. Are they using vectors? I don't think they're using vectors there. But we're learning today. The whole point of this is to learn. So player input input action. So we've got an input action, we've got a player input. So on start we're getting those things anyway. Ooh, okay, maybe we got a better thing going on there. So player input is get component player input. And get component, yes. Then input action is equal to player input dot actions move. It says they're using find action, which I suppose allows it for if there isn't one. So I think find action is a bit more lenient. And then we need to put in a input callback context. No. It's lowercase input action dot performed equals on move input. Would that give me the same feature as this? I don't even have to change this code. We can try. So that come down here. Wait for it to finish compiling. Is it all happy? So we might not even need the player input here. Let's save that. Run, see if it crashes. We haven't got key up. I'm back, welcome back, bot. So we need to, it will move left and right now, but it keeps moving left and right without me holding it. How is the input coming along? So I've worked out the main difference between the old system and the new system is that you have to create the events with the new system, whereas the old system automatically had the events. But I suppose it gives you more kind of control over it. So I've basically just had to add these two variables and these three lines, and that makes the new system work. But it's not reading a key up. It's only got a key down. So I probably need to look at how it handles. It might be the way I've written it, that it assumed. So we've got hold left button, puts a -1 into the input. Hold right button puts a 1 into the input. And the input is pulled from the move input there. So how am I handling that value there? So if the magnitude of that is not 0 and countdown is less than 0, less than or equal to 0. Because the countdown is there for like a delay, an input delay for the I can't remember what I put the input delay into there for. Oh, it's to allow it to move so much, I think. So input X, so if that's greater than 0, do the countdown. So maybe I need to reset X to 0. Maybe that's what we need to do. Weird how there's no key down. Yeah, because it reads the player controller is for up, down, left, right is a 2D vector, and it's reading that as a numerical value. Now I could effectively the key down is, this is kind of a key down here. So input.get key key code space. So this is how I'm using the space bar. So I've manually handled the space bar here. I should really point this at the controller rather than manually referencing, but this is why the space bar continued to work even though I was fiddling with the controller, because I manually bypassed it. So this returns true if the space key is held down. So if it reads space bar as being key down, then that's true. If it's key up, then that's false. So that's kind of the key down, but there isn't. I don't think it's. Yeah, so it's either key down or key up, basically true or false. So I could manually like code in each of the keys, but I thought let's use a controller. But when you press the A or D keys, which are the left and the right, it either puts a positive or negative value against X, because it's a 2D vector controller. To allow a player to run forward, backwards, left and right. So you basically apply the X and the Y to the player, but in this case I'm just using it for rotational things. So this does mean if I use a joystick, X would be between 0 and 1. So 0.5 would be moving the joystick halfway across, whereas 1 is moving the joystick fully across. Pressing right, because it's digital, it's either 0 or 1, whereas a joystick would be anywhere between 0 and 1. So I suppose that's the way the controller is working. It's well, it assumes that you could use a thumbstick. So yeah, it kind of combines the controller there. But because of that, it's not rereading the input here, because it's only on input as opposed to on key up. There's no input. So you got reset power held. So power key has been held, or power button is held. So power key is the space bar, power button is the on-screen UI. If either of those are true, then it's doing this. And if there's a value applied to X, it is doing these. So you've got countdown length, rotate left and right. So I'll do this. I don't think this will be what I'm after, but at least it gives me an idea. So I go move input X equals 0. Then that should reset the input, basically recenter the joystick, if you will. But I think this will make it jittery. but at least it will confirm my theory. Let's save that. Full of gas today. Yeah. So rather than continuing to rotate while the key is down, it will only move on push of key. Does that make sense? So I have to keep tapping the key rather than holding the key. So that's kind of, we're heading in the right direction. So what we got with countdown going on? So countdown is countdown length. So we want it to continue to move. Yeah, we almost need a key up. How do we know? Because that's on input. Tell you what, just go be right back. Just be a sec, folks, and I'll have a quick think on this one. 2 secs, don't go anywhere. Just had a thought. Let's just want to see how a controller works with a new controller. Welcome back, thank you. Let's plug an Xbox controller in. We will take out that. So in theory, I know it works okay with an actual controller, and it's just a keyboard issue. So it works with on-screen controls, I think. Any ideas how to fix it? We gotta see how it works with an analog stick, because it works when holding down left and right. When pressing keys on left and right, it does that, and on a controller it does that as well. Okay, so using a controller, it's okay. Just wanting to test that. So it's the same. The only thing it works on is holding down the buttons. So what is... So UI controls. So UI control is there. So hold right button is keyboard controller hold right button. So hold right button. Hold right button is that. Then you've got release direction button, puts it to 0. So release button. So the on-screen UI, I have an on. Yeah, so I've got pointer down, pointer up events actually on the on-screen UIs. So that's basically you key down, key up, and I'm manually handling the mouse control and that. Speedrun making a simple database thingy for the MC mod and finished when you got back. Nice. Just doing some debugging now. Awesome. Right, so that's how that's doing it. So it's reading the mouse up and handling it that way. So you got release direction button. So I wonder, let's go debug .log. That's it. So we'll read what that event is picking up. Let's go to our console there. So we'll read what the event's picking up. Now the event is constantly reading its key down. But it's not. It reads it. Yeah, it reads the finer, sort of the finer detail of the thumbstick, but the value doesn't reset when it's let go. So do I need to add another event in here? Do I have to manually add a key up event? Because this is on move input. Input action, callback context. Let's read what this they suggesting here? Because that the one sample here is suggesting do it on the update loop, which I don't want to be constantly reading. Well, I am effectively constantly reading the spacebar, which I want to move away from that. But I could constantly check to see is there a key down. But I'd rather have it as an event. But how do we do the event? So action move. Read from input, so let's go key up. Detecting and returning any key pressed in new input. Check which key was pressed. How do I get key? So move, input actions move. Let's have a look at the input actions. Input actions move. Maybe I need to set it in here. Okay, OBS doesn't recognize this window. Okay, you're not going to be able to see the window. So default dead zone, default button push point, button release threshold, default tap time, default slow tap, default hold time, tap radius, multi-tap. Process events in dynamic update. Background behavior. Reset and disable non-background devices. Scroll delta behavior and uniform across all platforms. Gamepad, yes. Action type value button. Determines the action triggers. A value action will start and perform when control moves from its default value, and then perform on every value change. It will cancel when controls go back to default value. Okay, maybe that's, I need to change it from that then. Maybe that was the issue. Because I might have set it, well, it was value on the last one. Okay, see if this makes any difference. Because I've got his button rather than value now. Nah, it doesn't change anything. only reads on a new input. So if I push up and down, it reads it as just up and down. The next input update after the action was enabled. Let's pass through. Go back to value because that's what it was. Control type. Control type is vector 2. Digital normalized. Vector 2. Processors. Composite. So there's nothing there before. Button self. So input action, so rather than doing input action, that should be move, I suppose. So change input action, call that IA underscore move. Do that. And let's do another one. Input action. Launch. Hold power button. Add a binding. Space keyboard. Cool. So we got that in there. Cool. Okay, so that's half of what I wanted it to do. It reads the input. So I just need to learn. So now we've got. So what's context? Context. Hello, Carl. How's it going? Good to see you. I hope you've been well. Hope you've had a good week. What I need to do is work out Unity input system. Button release. Triggers action on press and release. That's the real question. I've definitely got it reading when the button is pushed. Try the pushing key will trigger code on press. This happens when there's no interactions. Default press only. Context performed. Been confusing to many users. A proper streamlining pass for play input in general is coming. Okay. More robust, cheaper calls, needs explicit setup. Okay, so the new input system is supposed to streamline it and make it less resource intense. How close again this game on itch now? Very close. I decided to redesign the input manager today, so that's setting me back a little bit. Completely weird to set up interactions as press only and have your event fire multiple times and have it add context checks. How do we keep getting the event to fire then? Still actively initiating Unity 6. If there's any help to others who come back across this thread, while I wasn't able to limit the event calling to only on press and release, I was able to determine what state the event was in. For whatever reason, the base object event phase was useless. It was always in pressed or something similar. It's like midnight here, I'm writing this. However, the control object in the context was accurately reporting its button state. So far, the input context.control.isPressed is working. Can't believe I just figured out the one bug I had now in my database system works. Awesome. It's always just one little thing. So there's left click discrete. So how is this supposed to be more efficient if you have to be constantly checking the button state? Now you have to figure out the bug in your input system. Yeah, I think the bug's in Unity, to be honest. Because you can create these events, these listen events for the buttons, but once it's heard the event, it has to. You'd have to go back and check the event is still valid, otherwise it doesn't change anything. So that grabs the objects. Ah. Cancelled. You got performed and cancelled. Is that it? Do I need to put a cancelled? Is it on event cancelled maybe? So on, let's see if the code will accept that. So input event underscore move. And of course the Copilot already understands what I was trying to do there. So does that it? I just need to, on the cancel of the event, reset it to 0. Because there's a whole kind of forum thread. I'll handle it properly, yeah. The whole forum thread sort of, and then right. A thread that's been going for 4 years on the Unity forums, and right at the bottom someone's go, yeah, just go .cancelled. But I don't know how long the .cancel has been in here, or whether Unity's only really got around to doing it recently. But I don't care to actually read into its implementation. Right, moment of truth. Yes, that's all it was. It's on event cancel. If I use my controller. Yeah, works. Cool. Input system converted. So that won't throw any error messages at me now, because. And the cool thing is, I didn't have controller support until I switched it to the new system. Good job, thank you. So this game now works with controller support, because I've switched it to the new control system. So I can actually use my Xbox controller, or it's compatible with any controller, PlayStation or Nintendo, because the new Unity controller basically just has all the plugins attached to it. The only thing is, I would have to try and map. Well, it's not going to be hard to map, like start button to main menu and options to the options button. But I can do that now. I only have to go into the controller options and just map these UI to different buttons on the controller on the keyboard. Because there's no keyboard control for these at the moment. Awesome, I'm happy with that. How long have we been streaming for? Nearly 2 hours. Cool, so now I am happy with that. We can close the controller scripts. I'm happy with those. We've got the game progress that saves now. What I was doing last stream, which is what I intended to do this stream, level 3, I've made a third level. I wanted to make sure it continued on. Let's go to where are my scenes? So technically, if I play level 2 now, I complete level 2, it should go on to level 3. First unexpected audio fix and now unexpected input fix. What's next? And the thing is, I've not even fixed the audio. Well, I fixed the audio file, but he says when the audio sound effects aren't actually there. No, I did not want to play it. Double clicked it. I didn't want to double click it. Shush. Where is it? It's not even there. Oh, because I've not actually brought it into the project. It is. Because I've not even saved it in that folder, have I? Where have I? Where in Audacity have I actually saved that to? 2 secs. Let's find out where I actually saved it. Where's it saving it to? Recent files. So that's where I got them from. That's not where I saved it to though. Do they go to my documents? That's the only thing I hate with some of these applications. That you go to save something or export it and it just drops it somewhere randomly. Where would I have put it? Is it in my documents? Let's have a quick look. Because yeah, we did that work earlier and it's going to be completely forgotten if I don't do it now. Not my documents. Where did I put it? Okay, let's go for the motions. Let's close that. Go open recent files. Open that. If I go export audio, oh, it's gone straight into my game dev folder. Game dev folder audio. Cool. Okay. Cool. I know where that is. Game dev. can actually find it in the listing. GGGGGG game dev. Audio. It's probably because the last place I actually saved any audio I was working on was into here. Rocco 1 goes into there. And BMG 1, cool. So where is this? Menu music. Level 1. Level 2. I don't actually have a level 3. This should probably be an array, so I can come back and change that one. Sound effects. No, the sound effects are actually Earth rumble, yes. Rock attributes, isn't the rock attributes? And then projectiles. There it is, debris break. So we had it about -30, so I'm going to have to go through all my audio. Make sure it's all at -30. There we go. Anyway, save that. Right, let's play this level. Just want to see it go on to level 3. Is it crashed? It's not set of an instance. Oh, because I've not. There we go. That's a good test for you. Keyboard controls. The keyboard controls should really be a should make that a prefab in that case. It should be the same thing on every scene. Clearly it's not. That's probably right. Okay, we'll do it manually for now. So that's another thing then I've noticed that I need to address. Let's go to level 3. Keyboard controls, apply the input. So that's a bit janky. Save. Okay. Once more, we'll give this a run. There we go, we can put the volume up to about halfway. So that's where I wanted it to be. It's a lot harder on controller. Hey, Woodcock Videos. How's it going? I think once I'm happy this is bug free, it's going to be working on varying the audio a little bit, so it's not the same cracking sound each time. After several decades, the volume slider finally works. Yes. Historical moment in time. Yeah, write this into the history books. But if I can work on things like audio, it means I'm pretty happy with where the game is. The fact I've just redone the controller system is not something you do lightly. I do like the fact I can now play a game I've made with a controller. Now I understand the new control system object. It means I can apply that to any other projects quite easily now. Whereas before I've been avoiding learning it. Because the control system works fine, but then Unity's saying, well actually no, it won't be soon, change it. Right, we'll destroy this building on the left. Then if it goes to level 3, we know progression works. I still need to be 100% sure it's recording the time and the medals correctly. Because I don't want people to play it and go, hang on a minute, I got a better time than that, why hasn't it saved it? This is a bit more fast paced than a Trebuchet would operate, but I'm taking creative license and an arcade feel to it. Needs a little bit more power. Okay, what have I missed? Let's click the hints button. There's one just down the bottom there. There's a couple over here, isn't there? Ah. Because my mouse is hovered over the hints button, it's hitting hints every time I hit the A button on the controller. Still one down here, isn't there? Just need a little power and get past these crates. Okay, I'm pretty happy that's gone now. A little bit lower. A little bit higher. Still a bit higher. Oh, that's not good. What's going on? It's crashed. I think Unity's crashed actually, not just the game. That's kind of anticlimactic. Why has Unity crashed? Well, something's crashed. Okay, well that might be the end of the stream. Need to work out what was going on there because it did not like it. Unity is doing it for the love of the game. It certainly is. Because I can't even stop the music playing. I might have to kill it. I'll switch over to my full camera and see my face for a moment. I did save it before I hit play, so. Can I even kill Unity? Won't let me close the Unity window. Okay, let's open up Task Manager. Interesting end, yeah. Where is it? Unity Editor. It's using a lot of power on my computer. Need to bring that down. It's using 2 gig of RAM. Can't be having that. I wonder that's why it's crashed. Right. Okay. Well, it's probably would take a bit of a while to load back up, so I'm not going to bother with that.
Epic!
Thank you for the stream. It was epic as always. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I'll continue with that next Friday, but I'm pretty confident I'll have something to drop onto. I'll drop for definite. I'll drop a demo in my Discord. And all you lovely folk that are in my Discord will be able to just grab the file and play it. It'll probably flag up that it's not a trusted Windows application. But yeah, that's what Windows is like. But when I go to release it, I'll make sure there's a Windows, Mac, and Linux version. Because I can get it in all forms, and I'll try and get it on Android as well. Can't get it on iOS. Well, not easily anyway. Good night. Have a good night. Thank you both. Thank you, Jeffrey. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Bart. Thank you, Kyle. You have unlocked Task Manager ending. No, I love games like that, where it's like just obscure, out there kind of things. Like you have to kill it in Task Manager to progress the game. But yeah, thank you all for hanging out, and thank you Woodcock Videos as well. Good to see you. I say I'll be back on Monday. I'm quite happy to continue with Trine, enjoying Trine. But then we'll be back with Blender, try and get the Go of them completed on Wednesday. Yes, awesome. And then continue with this on Friday. But thanks for being here. I do appreciate it all. Hope you have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, no matter how much you got left or lack of. And I'll see you all on Monday. So I hope you have a good night. Good night.